This is a pretty wild one, as I'm seeing an author get canceled in real time for AI use on a project, which I honestly think looks pretty cool, and is something that, like, as an author, like, I know would not be able to be done without technological assistance. So this is pretty interesting right here. But these mobs really, really hate AI in book fiction. We covered how it's destroyed National Novel Writing Month because they just refuse to condemn it. Not even like using it and being active about it, but just refusing to condemn it. It gets a whole cancel mob on you. Very dangerous to even talk about the subject. And I try to be nuanced about things over here, guys. And so don't cancel me, my friends. But this is really interesting. Kind of sad to watch as this AI author just gets destroyed by her own fans. Not AI author, YA author. And she's been a bestseller for a lot of years, and this is all it took. Weird stuff right now, another cancel mob in YA fiction. These goes pretty crazy pretty often, and over the smallest of quote, infractions of the narratives. We'll get into what's happening here and why it's really just a bizarre reaction in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us as we talk about all things science fiction and fantasy here, guys. We are going to cover it, even if it's a hard topic, where we're not afraid to talk about things, and we're not afraid of any mobs out there. And that's why you can trust us as the most trusted name in science fiction news here. This is my Fandom Pulse Substack, and this is where I write my articles every morning. This is a well-researched article I'm very proud of. So go grab this in the description below and sign up so you can get your emails every morning from there. And second, grab my series here. This is my YA fantasy series. It's called The Adventures of Baron von Monocle. It's a 6-book series. Opens up into an excellent fantasy world. Is a huge bestseller as well. If I would have been traditionally published, I probably would have gotten onto those big lists like this lady. But, of course, I'm blacklisted just because I tell the truth online and they don't like it. So if you enjoy just swashbuckling adventure, just fun fantasy, this will be for you. It's on ebook, print, and audio. I didn't use any AI in it, if that matters to you. I just write my own stuff because I'm better than AI. It's easy how it goes. So check it out. And thank you guys so much. It's in the description below. Really appreciate you for being here and reading, especially the readers out there who have made these last few months just incredible. All right, so Colleen Houck is crowdfunding an augmented version of her Tiger's Curse novels, and her readers are not having it. And as I mentioned here, AI art upsets the left and the people in, of course, charge of the establishment, mainstream publishing, and the like, more than anything else out there. You see them shrieking constantly about this type of thing. And this is an AI image that Colleen posted to her Facebook of one of her characters and a tiger from her Tiger's Curse series. And so this came from a Kickstarter that she's launching for like an augmented version of her ebooks, which are already out there. Now, this augmented version looks pretty cool. Like, this is something, again, like that would be astronomically expensive and impossible to do if it were not in these technological times. Like, there's no way you would be able to have film crews go out and this many art pieces made and this much music done in a way to be done to make any sort of financial sense. It would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not over $1 million, to make an ebook like this in those sorts of situations. So this is kind of interesting. It makes for a different experience, and you can like it or not. You can just read the normal ebook. I'm just a print reader. I don't even read ebooks personally. I don't like any technology. I like physical copies. Is what I'm into. And I just don't like staring at screens because I do that for a living all day, right? This, but if you do have an ebook, having like some sort of like augmented experience is kind of neat. And this is pretty wild. There's a lot that's offered on this Kickstarter, and it's failing because her fans are just revolting about AI. So this company is helping her. They're called Lixandria, bringing your favorite stories to life, and they've got her image on here. Amplify the magic, knowledge of countless books instantly at your fingertips, the ability to chat with a book, the characters of a book, or the author itself. Lixandria is an ebook reader and more, powered by Vivid Fiction, our proprietary software engine. So that's pretty cool. So it actually creates these characters, and it feeds the characters into like an AI chat program, and you can actually like have conversations with the characters and get to know them better. That's pretty neat, guys. I like this, to be honest. And so that's a pretty cool thing. Experience the magic of the ebook reader, immersive storytelling, etc. Now, what it also does is it adds music to things, it adds some film elements to things, it adds some art elements to things, and that's what they do here. Now, immediately you go their view on AI. This is pretty interesting right here. Before everybody gets outraged about it, they probably should have read this. They understand that the authors are the lifeblood of publishing. We are therefore extremely author-centric in our approach. We're in favor of strengthening and diversifying the publishing ecosystem. It exists to help authors and leverage the power of AI in a way that's morally and financially sound for the publishing industry. Okay. Authors will always be fairly compensated and credited wherever their works are used. Cool. Publishers must receive consent from authors to have their works listed on here. We do not use the works of authors to train our AI system. The data will be made freely available to authors and publishers. Cool. It also takes the approach that the development of technology should be balanced with the protection of human authorship. Any AI-generated art or text will be disclosed. Nice. Alexandria supports the belief that technology should be regulated by laws and policies around technological development. Furthermore, we support legislative action and organizations that advocate for policy and legislative interventions to protect creative markets from generative AI. Cool. Well, these guys seem to be doing it ethically and morally right and trying not to, like, quote, steal things. And that's what all the comments are, because, that's the narrative surrounding things, that is stealing things, is making things all bad. Now, it's pretty interesting to me when I see this kind of stuff. The main criticisms of AI art is that it all kind of looks bland and the same, and it doesn't really have a lot of depth to it. And more than that, it's inconsistent. So you're not going to get this character generated who looks the same between picture to picture. Sometimes she's going to have 6 or 8 fingers because it just doesn't do things right half the time. And that is why AI doesn't work very well. It's actually, the quality is often pretty low. And this is not like the nicest drawing or anything like that. It looks like it's like that semi-realism look that it always goes for, but it does feel kind of lifeless. You can tell it's AI generated. There's problems in the background and like that. You'll be able to see it if you have a keen eye. And it's not perfect. And that's why AI really doesn't replace artists unless the artists are just not that talented, right? And that's why I'm not worried about it as a writer. I mean, I could plug in to Gab and say, AI, and say, write me a story about a steampunk adventure with an airship, and it will come up with a story that is way not as good as this, period. That's why I have this many ratings on Amazon, right? And that it's a highly reviewed. So I'm not worried about it, but you could see what happens here when it gets to a Kickstarter. Nobody's coming in on this. Now, I think my article on it this morning actually got it an extra backer. So you're welcome, Colleen. But this has a $50,000 goal, which is really high, but they're developing this whole platform with this, which is kind of crazy. Like I said, I think it would cost $1 million just to do one book of this if it were not for the use of AI. So I understand that. But it adds all this generative stuff in there. It adds music to these chapters. It adds all the character stuff that we talked about before. Pretty interesting on that level. And they do go out of their way to say that, every artist that they use to train the AI gives their permission of this and was compensated for that. So it's like, nobody is being hurt or, quote, stolen from here. This is quite the opposite of what the comments end up with about this. Now, comments are not being allowed on here on the Kickstarter. They have gotten no updates yet, and they've been open for a couple of days with not much success. As you can see, only 20 backers. There were 19 this morning before I talked about it. It wasn't really going anywhere. And so Colleen's been posting about it, saying, I'm excited to see how this technology develops, opens the doors in storytelling. And we're just at the beginnings of this stuff. So we get to just see how it goes. It's a remarkable time. It really is. And this is a video talking about the ethical use of AI and how they do this from the founder of this company. On top of this, she says, I'm excited to see how this technology develops, opens new doors. She says, again, we live in a remarkable time. You see, that's kind of what she says about the things here. And you can see, again, here's the gal here. She doesn't quite look the same here. And that's just kind of the fallbacks of AI there. But her fans just went crazy, and she deleted a lot of these comments, which were savaging the work. I screen capped them before it all went down. But here it is. Unfortunately, this is done using AI art, which is not better than pirating the author's books. It actually is, because you just didn't read what they did on their thing here, guys. AI uses stolen art from artists to compile these images. And then she goes on for a long, long time. Somebody says, I'm sick of this being done in AI. Stop with the AI. You wouldn't want another author stealing your work. Again, they obviously didn't read the website and actually research into this before commenting. And this is the problem. You just get these visceral reactions of cancel mobs online. Guess I'll tell people to pirate the books in this series. Whoa. That's a bit over the top. Do not support AI renderings. This is ruining books. I can't support someone who endorses AI. And then the same person commented on a different post, "I'm ashamed you support." Oh boy. I love this series as a teen. I was expecting a little more. Yikes. I've listened to the Kickstarter, and this is somebody who actually paid attention. I listened to the Kickstarter. They only use AI to support the chat function, some of the backgrounds. Don't give up on this project. A lot of actual artists involved. That's probably why it costs $50,000 to do. But that's not enough. Once the mob hears the word AI, they just flip out. I mean, it is really a weird function in society. And that's kind of the same thing that happened with NaNoWriMo this month, which is the National Novel Writers Month, which I am participating in. And they just said, hey, if it was kind of a nice thing they were trying to do. We're not going to condemn AI all the way because there's disabled people out there. And what they mean is mentally retarded people, of course. And they're like, we don't want them not to be able to participate because of this sort of thing. And, it's not like NaNoWriMo does anything. It's like, it's kind of your own personal sort of thing. If you've never seen that site, it's like, it just kind of tracks your progress on what you're doing. I'm writing a book called The Safe Spaces as a joke, of course, because they're trying to create a safe space here. And the book's not a joke, but that's the title. And you just track your progress of how many words you do each day. It's just kind of your own fun thing, and it gives you little badges, makes you feel good about yourself. Like, I don't want mentally retarded people not to be able to feel good about themselves because they need AI to assist them either. I don't really have a problem with that. It's not like there's anybody being harmed here. It's a silly thing to do this, but people have just absolutely turned away from this organization. Like, there's nobody volunteering anymore. I'm in their California Discord now, and it's just dead. Nobody's in it. The forums are shut down. It's really, really sad to see how these mobs just don't pay any attention and just go far too extreme. They just hear the words artificial intelligence and go crazy. But that's where we're at these days. Online mobs are ruling the day, it seems like. And really bizarre to see this happen with this whole author in this situation. But we're just covering it. You are the ones who fully decide, is this an evil thing that needs to be called out? Is it something that is a cool project? Is it somewhere in between? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I listen to my audience. I could tell you that right now. Should I reach out to this company and work with them, or should I not? I like the concept, but if you guys are opposed to it, of course I won't, because you're my audience, and that's what matters most in this realm. All right, leave a comment down below. Hit the like and subscribe button, my friends. Thank you for being here and listening to us talk about all things in the publishing industry. This is my series, my YA series, The Adventures of Baron von Monocle. It's in the description below to grab for your reading this weekend on ebook, print, and audio. Thank you so much for making us a success. We'll be back soon.